Good morning everyone and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, this channel is all about scanning the world and bringing it into Unreal Engine. And I've always been fascinated by how technology can help us preserve and reinterpret the natural world. And a couple of years ago I went to Madeira to visit the Fanal Forest and I was absolutely blown away. Now this is an absolutely fantastic place. The fog, the eerie silence and those twisted trees that seems to come alive at any moment. And at the time I had my film camera. I got a Mamiya 6 loaded with some Kodak Portra 400. And when I came back home and I developed the film, I looked at those images and I just thought I have to return. But I would like to capture this in full 3D. Just take a couple of days and just go through all of those trees and try to scan them and bring them into Unreal Engine. And that's what this project is all about. I came here to photoscan as many trees and natural elements as I possibly could and then turn them into assets for use inside of Unreal Engine. It's the start of a longer journey and where I go from these real-world captures to fully digital environments that still feel alive. In this video, I'll give you an overview of the project, and in future episodes I'll take you deeper into the process from scanning and mesh cleanup to shading, lighting and layout inside of Unreal. So thanks for watching and let's go to that forest now. Well, I've come out to Fanal Forest in Madeira to do some photogrammetry or photo scanning. So this is one of those fantastic locations that you can find on this planet Earth with these magical trees. It looks like something out of Lord of the Rings. So the problem with this place is that it's extremely wet and cold. It's pretty much always covered in fog and a slight drizzle, which makes it really challenging to do photogrammetry. But I've tried my best. You just have to wipe down your camera all the time, keep it safe from all the water, and hopefully you get the images. But yeah, it's more challenging than you think. You might be thinking, oh, it's a couple of trees. How hard could it be? But the camera fogs up. If you don't have the correct lens, you just get a big, a blurry lens, big blurry spot in the middle of condensation, that kind of thing. So yeah, so this is how much fun it can be sometimes. This day was supposed to be a sunshine day, but you just never know, do you? Right now it's raining worse than ever. But out here, sometimes all you have to do is wait a couple of minutes and it will be nice weather again. So that's what I'm doing. Just taking a bit of a break, trying to find some shelter, try not to freeze to death. There you have it. It was not easy at all. It only takes one drop on the lens to ruin the whole image. That smear can't be solved by the algorithm, and if you get too many gaps you don't have a model. And it did happen to a few of my trees, but most of them actually came out quite okay, at least so I can work with them. Well, I have to say I am getting a bit tired of being wet all the time. It drains your soul. The first thing I need to do as soon as I come back from the field is to get all my images into Lightroom. So this is where I do all the edits before I send it over to Reality Scan. So I got literally thousands of images here from the Fanal Forest, and they're all going to be processed and then sent out to Reality Scan. In Reality Scan I will take all those images and generate the mesh from it. So as you can see, it doesn't come in perfect because the conditions I have out there doesn't allow me to get it perfect. As for instance, you can see whatever would be the leaves, they're going to be moving too much in the wind, etc. And since you're looking up, you're never going to get the canopy perfect. So we have to work around that, and working around is called just using your hands. So we're going to have to start sculpting. So I get what I can out of this and get it into 3D Coat. In 3D Coat I get to work sculpting away all the little things that I don't like, and everything that needs to be added to it gets added in here as well. So I just got to go in and I have to make the branches fill in the gaps wherever that's missing. But I also have a system how to make these branches, because all of this takes a long time to fill in, and this is not anything that I would get from the photogrammetry data. I would only get little hints of where it should go, but the rest I have to fix myself, and for that I use Houdini. In Houdini I will start generating all the branches. So I got them here, and then I will export these into 3D Coat and I will blend them in with the original model. And from there I will then do some UV mapping, and I do that in 3D Coat as well. I think 3D Coat's got some of the best UV mapping tools out there, especially for photogrammetry. So I'm talking about when things are kind of irregular like this. It's really nice to cut it up here. So you can see what I've done. You got all of these little pieces here cut up nicely. So once that's done, I can start texturing it, and I will also do that in a 3D Coat. But first I need to make a trip over to Reality Capture to steal whatever texture information is there, so I have a base to start painting on. Back in Reality Scan. So I think Reality Scan is very good for reprojecting textures. You can steal all the information that you got from the original scan and then paint over that. But it's also really good for reprojecting the normal maps, so you can steal it from your high-res model onto your low-res model. But for now we're just going to export the base color texture and start painting on it in 3D Coat. Painting in 3D Coat is a very nice experience. It's kind of similar to how you would do it in Substance Painter, but it's got more of a painterly approach to it. You'll see the differences once you start working with it, but it works very nice, especially for these kind of things where I'm just covering up the holes and the things that are missing, and I'm also painting in wherever there are missing textures on the branches and that kind of stuff. So once that's done, I have to create different types of maps from this base color here, and I also have to create the normal map, which I did in Reality Scan. Now the last thing to do is another trip back into Houdini and put on all the foliage and the leaves and that kind of thing. In Houdini everything comes together one last time. So here is where I will create the little twigs and the leaves and also the ferns and all kinds of green stuff, little grasses and little blades. Now after that is all done, I will package it together in Houdini and export it as an FBX, and then it's time to bring it into Unreal Engine. So there are quite a few steps to get through all of this, and it might seem complicated, but once you get your head around it, it's not so bad. And here we are inside of Unreal Engine, and as you can see there's quite a lot going on already. Now it's very much in the previous stage still, so I need to decide what to use and what to leave out. So I got around 30 of these trees scanned, but I think I'm only going to use around 6 for the initial release. Now they are in different stages of completion. Like this one is missing all the leaves. Now this one's got all the little ferns and all the details in there, including the leaves and twigs. So that's pretty good. They're all going to be worked up until this stage here. And I also got some floor debris. And I got a nice displacement for the ground. And a couple of other things. This foliage is from previous packages. And these ones here are also from another package. This is from my India package, for instance. I'm not going to use these, but I am going to use something similar. I think I have another package that I shot outside of Rome with some cool ruins that I think could fit very well in here. So we're going to take a look at that as well. Other things is we're going to have to do some work with the fog. These are VDB volumes, so we're going to get to know VDB volumes, how to get those in. Maybe they can even start moving. That would be a first for me, but it would be pretty cool. And all of this is of course then going to be published onto the Fab Store, so you can use it as an asset pack there. And also all of these assets here will also be published as singles to the Fab Store, so you can use them to drag and drop it in. If you're not familiar with the Fab Store, it works like this. You buy a lot of stuff and then you get your library. So these are all my stuff that are available for for sale. So if we just take one of these, you just click on one of your assets and I want it into my project. Just choose which engine to get it into and I click the export. And now it's going to download it and put it into my project. And here you can see it's loading and it's made available for me right there. And all I have to do is drag it in. And there you go. I think it's a fabulous feature. It's absolutely makes it so much easier to do all this kind of work. So all of these assets here will be ready for the Fab Store as well. Here's one Roman ruin from the Appian Way that I thought could be cool to bring in. And here's another one. And here's a piece of a decayed tomb. I do have quite a few of these tombs from the Appian Way. It's going to be quite fitting in the Fanal Forest, I think. There we have it. I'm quite happy to see how far I've come already. It's still a lot to do, but I think I'm getting close to getting the feeling of being out there in the Fanal Forest with all the rain, the mist, and the textures and the mystery. So over the next few episodes, I'm going to dive deeper into how to make all this. We're going to be talking about shaders, lighting, texturing, layout, etc. And I'm even going to touch on how to publish things for the Fab. Maybe you even want to create your own store, and I'll tell you how to do that. So if you want to follow this journey, why not hit the like and the subscribe? And I'll see you around next time.